Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And welcome to my episode 1 of Saturday Morning Makes for 2024. Hey y'all, welcome to Saturday Morning Makes. This is Saturday, January 12th. Is it the 12th? 13th. Saturday the 13th. And this is my first Saturday Morning Makes for 2024. If you are unfamiliar with Saturday Morning Makes, this is an open art collaborative where anybody can participate. Just make something and post it on Saturday. Use the hashtag SatMornMakes and you are playing along. I am also hosting a hashtag myself for the month of January. It is called hashtag Snowmen, plural, Snowmen of January. Hashtag Snowmen of January. Now, this is a hashtag that I borrowed from the amazing Miss Anna White, and Satmorn Makes was created by the amazing Jillian Norwood, and I'm honored to be participating with both of them. And Anna said that I could kind of hijack her hashtag, if you will, and several others are playing along as well. And in the same way that you can participate in Satmorn Makes, you can participate in Snowmen of January. Just make something, anything snowman oriented. Use that hashtag Snowmen of January and post it to your social media and we will find it. And the same way that you post it, that's how you find everybody else's makes. You just enter that hashtag, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are, you enter those hashtags and a list will populate. So here we are. I just wanted to show you guys everything that I've made so far for hashtag Snowmen of January. I will show you the things that are the most recent as well as the stuff that is a little bit older, but I just kind of wanted to have it all in one place since this is my first time posting here for the new year. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and move the cards aside and we'll come back to them. Now, I do not have all of the products available that I have used, but we are going to start out excuse me, with this little guy. Excuse me. So let me move these. Now, I started out just by playing. It was actually relatively simple. These two are particularly simple. I used this little guy. He is, again, from Anna White. Well, he's from Impression Obsession, and Anna White was the designer, is the designer. So playing with him, cutting him out of different cardstocks, some just kind of cream colored, some pattern paper from Maja Designs, which is a Swedish brand. And then all the greenery that I've used is from Whimsy Stamps. And I just die cut a whole bunch of different stuff and I filled my little tray. I still have more. And those are all my dies are still in there for more of the greenery and stuff. So anyway, that's what I have left from all the makes that I've done. But this little banner actually was just in my stash, and so I tried to kind of shore it up a little bit by adding some glue to the back so that it wouldn't be quite so weak. And you know, you just add what you want. When I put this twine in between, that's exactly what I did. I put it in between. I put a little bit of glue in there as I was gluing the front to the back because her dies, Anna's dies, are symmetrical. So you can get a nice, clean, pretty back as well. And as I sandwiched them together, I put a little glue in there and I took my string, my twine, if you will, and tucked it in there. And then I have a nice little tie. So you can add anything you want to your tie ends. If you wanted to add, you know, extra, if you wanted to do beads or charms or little tags or bells, whatever you might want to add, you could put it here, you could put it up here. You know, sky's the limit. Just creativity is yours. So this is another one that I made, just as simple. He's just a simple snowman. Well, I say simple, but all of that kind of grungy vintage stamping on them and the ink blending, of course. But in terms of the actual design, like they're both just holding something simple garlands with little buttons and some twine So I think they're adorable. This one was one of my first ones. Not much more in depth than those, but it's got a little snowflake button from Amazon, and this little button here, and some more of the greenery. Excuse me, I've done some ink blending on the greenery as well, and added some stickles just so that they would have some sparkle and shine. This one I made this week, and he's not over the top. I do have a little bit different cardstock on the back. This one is from Graphic 45, as well as some of the stamps that I've used to embellish these as well. See, I've got a little star there. The dearie is under here as well. I don't want to bend my foliage, but I don't know if you can see him, but he's in there, the deer. Very pretty. And again, this foliage is from Whimsy Stamps. I did not do any ink blending on these. I didn't do any Copic or Olo coloring. Just took them as they are, the die cuts as they are, and added them in there, and I think it's really cute. Now these two are a little over the top. So we'll start with this one. This one I made, I just made him, right? I just made it. I had bits and pieces from my stash. I need to adjust that so it's not in his face. I love that he's looking up. Again, the paper that I made the snowman with is from Maja Designs. This was in my stash. These bits were in my stash. The tag was in my stash. I did die cut this one out so it'd have a nice clean back. But yeah, again, the foliage from Whimsy Stamps. I have another little snowflake there. It's actually the other half of this one. And just layered it all up, grunged it up, used vintage, lots of shimmer spray. I don't know if you can see it. This one has a lot of shimmer spray on him too. They get tangled really easily because they're all the bits and tendrils. But yeah, super cute, super cute. I love them. I think they're so much fun. And then this one I did on a live. I can't remember if it was Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I did two that week. Or that week, that holiday week. I did one on Christmas Day and one on New Year's. I think this was the first one that I did. And it was very, very similar to this one, as you can see. Did the stamping on the background of the tags. A couple stamps from Impression Obsession. I don't have them out. This die is from, I'm not even sure, but it has the word Merry Christmas in it, and I just snipped Merry Christmas out. I really liked this, the idea of this frame, and it's in copper foil paper. I don't know if you can see that, but the copper is gorgeous. And I did this on a live, and the people who were live with me helped me make some of these decisions, in particular the wreath, as well as it being in the copper. And we made him double-fisted coffee drinker, and we decided that he's drinking Bailey's iced coffee. So that's the story there. He's a double-fisted Bailey's iced coffee drinker. And then down here, when he just needed something else down here to kind of balance it out, and we added more of the foliage, and I did some of the sparkle, of course, and then I also used this same copper foil to add some of the greenery down here, greenery if you will. So there's one of the branches, there's some berries, there's some holly leaves that are cut out of that. And then this is actually, it feels like a polyester. It's definitely synthetic, but I was able to do some ink blending on it to kind of tone it down because it was a super bright, like a summer green. And I was able to tone it down so it would bring some of this green up here to the top. So those are those two tag dies. And again, the back side is just out of very inexpensive, lightweight craft cardstock. And both of these shapes, this red and white, it was white. It was pure white, and then I grunged it up. Both of those were in my stash. I want to say that cardstock is from Brutus Monroe, but I'm not positive on that. But in the end, it doesn't look like how it started anyway. And I think both of these are adorable. Absolutely adorable. I love the story behind him being double-fisted Bailey's iced coffee drinker. And then these two I actually made this week. Just yesterday, in fact. So we'll look at the smaller one first. Now, this again, I have made a back. This snowman is, let me pull my stuff out. is this guy from Deep Red. And these two are from Simon Says Stamp, but I can't find the stamp set right now. There's that. And then I have these. And the tag die is from, oh my gosh, it's Sampool. I'm trying to pull it out. Here we go. It's the smaller one from Sampool. Oh, I'm lying. Is that one? Hang on. I want to give credit where credit's due. Is it this one? It is this one from Tim Holtz. My apologies. Maybe oh, you know what? I did cut this one out, but I didn't use that tag yet. Hang on. I'll show you. I die cut the paper from the larger tag. I just haven't made the tag yet. So you can see what the tag started out as. Let me move this aside. So this tag base, see, I have a larger one and a smaller one. This is a tin foil panel that I ran through the embossing folder in the die cut machine. This folder is from Stampin' Up. And then I just used some red acrylic paint and some black acrylic paint. I think there's probably some gray. And I just really grunged it up. I let each layer dry, and then I went back and I added some more, and then you can see that I've added some splatter to both of them, but you can see much better on this one, you know, all of that pattern and that aging and stuff. And it's probably over-aged, but that I liked it. So this has actually been in my stash for some time, and I was glad to use it. I started to say today, but it was yesterday and the day before. But they weren't quite long enough to fit the whole size of both dies, so I just die cut some black just so that I could make toppers out of them. This was in my scrap bin, so I was able to make both tags. And all the splatter is from Posca pens. I love the way a Posca pen lays on top of everything else instead of picking up the color beneath it and changing the color. But this one will become a tag. It just didn't get made. You know, there's only so much time, right? But this guy, I think he's absolutely adorable. I love that he has the little snow puppy. Now, I used a heart die. I think it was this. No, it was the smaller one. I wanted it to be this one, but that was just too big. So it was this one. I stamped him up, and then I cut it out of the heart. I thought that was really cute to kind of put it askew like that so it would fit, because otherwise you can see that it just wasn't going to fit right. So anyway, I think that was kind of a cute design. I love when images or patterns or whatever just kind of interrupts the borders like that. So either it's cut off or it extends beyond the borders like these. It just shows that it's to me, it's more dynamic. It has more interest, and I think it tells more of a story, and it shows that there's more going on beyond this tag. So even though it's, you know, this one is cut off at the edge of the tag and that one extends beyond, it's kind of the same concept for me. But I can't remember what I stamped him out in, but I colored a little bit with Copics on the craft paper, and then I went back in with the colored pencils, and then I used a white gel pen to add those white highlights, and then I came back in with a black micro pen from Arteza to kind of define the lines and stuff, and I think it's super cute. Now these little snowflake dies are these. They're again from Impression Obsession. I don't know for a fact that Anna White is the designer of these small snowflakes or not, but I think they're adorable, and I love the way they look on here. Now this ribbon is just from my stash. It's the same ribbon as the larger one, and then I've got these little bulb pins. I have the black, I have this kind of brassy color, I have a silver, and I have a gold. Whole packs like this, Amazon. And then I have this snowflake, and I found Jingle Bells while I was doing my live, so I've been using my Jingle Bells. And then this little tag I can't remember if this is from the Tim Holtz set or if it's from Whimsy Stamps. I think it's Tim Holtz. I don't see it down in there. Oh, yep, it's this guy. It's this little die right there. But I die cut a bunch of those, and they're just kind of in my bin over there, and I pull them out as I need them. But I love this little tag. I think it's super cute. Super cute. And again, I love the little snow dog and that they're making that sweet eye contact with each other. I just think it's adorable. And then again, for this one, I can't find the stamp sets, but these were from one of the collaborations between Simon and Pink and Main during Stamptember. And I don't know if these were from 2022 or 2023, but that's where they're from. And I stamped them on white cardstock, colored them, and then I fussy cut them out and then adhered them to this this panel. Now this is run through an embossing folder as well. This is from Tim Holtz. I want to say it was from Halloween of 2022. Just use that same craft cardstock and some different toned craft cardstock to make the toppers. And little snowflakes are from This Calls for Confetti. The hearts, I believe, are from Honeybee. They've been in my stash for oh so long, y'all. And then some more of that greenery from Whimsy Stamps. Another bulb pen, the same ribbon as the smaller one, and another little charm and another little tag. And I think it's absolutely adorable. I started to say these two are my favorite. I'll say these two are my favorite this week because I have plenty more. So let me move on to the cards now. This card was made during my live. And again, I can't remember which I did on Christmas and which I did on New Year's. I think this one was New Year's. I feel like I had more participation for this one. But this card base was from my stash. It is, I can't remember if this one was from Hobby Lobby. I think it was. I have a pack of card bases from Hobby Lobby and one from Joann's. But again, my viewers that were live with me helped me, decide what to use. We decided everything from the card base to the stamp that I knew I was going to use this stamp because it's the only one with a snowman. It's from this stamp set. All of them are absolutely adorable, but this was the only snowman, so that was why we chose that one. And then I had these this snowflake was already in my stash, but these are actually one snowflake cut in half, and it is from Stampin' Up. This stitched circle, and then this frame as well, the scallop stitched frame. Both of those are from Whimsy. I use this die from Whimsy to die cut, and of course you can see all of the beautiful sparkle gems. Those are from This Calls for Confetti. I use shimmer spray, and I sprayed shimmer spray all over the snowflakes, and then I also used the dot or the end of the nozzle on the shimmer spray to add just a little bit of sparkle to the middle of the snowflakes because they were in black and I felt like they needed something. This one I made this week as well. It just isn't my favorite, and I'm trying to see if I have the stamp in front of me. And again, I thought that I had moved it over here, but I'm not seeing it. Now I have things falling to the floor. Oh, here it is. So this one is the one from Brutus Monroe that is actually going to be gifted. Never has been my favorite stamp, not even sure how I acquired it. I don't hate it, it's just not my favorite. Now I do think this is fun, the way I kind of mixed these patterns that could be very, very ugly. I mean, if this were an outfit, no, it would be really, really bad. But I stamped out the image, colored him, of course, did a little bit of grungy ink blending around him and some splatter. And then I used it's called Snowflake, right? Or Snowfall glaze or paste from Tim Holtz and one of his stencils. But really, you don't see the shape. You just see the sparkle. Colored him up. I used some Olo. I also used some watercolor pencils, and then I did a little bit of blending with a water brush pen and some splatter. And because he had kind of the reds and the blues, I went with this pattern paper. And I also got a lot of input from friends. Like, I could not decide on a background. but I really liked him on the polka dot black and white. So when I just wasn't liking the way that this had come together, I didn't like the white sides. There was just too many things about it that I did not like, but I went ahead and added this outside frame. There's that card. And that will lead me to this card, because this is that same snowman. Now I had this card panel was in my stash. This is the same panel that I used to die cut the scalloped circle out of. So you can see that. And it was just left over in my stash. I didn't throw it away. And so I layered up some pattern papers from my stash, and then I just put a strip of black. Some of them are sparkle glitter, some of them are just matte, but I used the black to be like a threshold or a segue from one to the next, and I thought that created a fun background. And then I just adhered that background to this layer, and you can see that I did some embossing folder on there. This is just a piece of vellum, and then I stamped him out and colored him up with my Olos in the same color family as those pattern papers in the background. And the Snow Glad We're Friends is from there, and the little birdie is from there as well. You can't really see him because he's not put back on the acetate properly, but super, super cute. And then I used the tree, actually, or it was this little guy, to create the branches hanging down. So that is that card. That one I think is super adorable. I really, really love that one. Did I put anything on the inside? I don't usually, but sometimes I will. No. All right, so we'll move that aside. Now this one is from Whimsy Stamps, or the image is from Whimsy Stamps. Let me see if I can pull him out so you can see. Flip this over. It's a little bit easier on white, but this is, let me see if this will help. Maybe. These are the Snow Peeps, and I think they're absolutely adorable. Now he does have arms. I could have stamped those on, but I just thought he was fun just like that. And I have a video for this, one on my channel and one on Whimsy, so I'm not going to go into all how this one was made, but lots of stamped layers, some with the water mister, and there's some vintage script, and there's snowflakes and all kinds of things to build up on the pattern paper layer, on the cardstock layer, as well as on the snowman, and on the inside as well. So this oval is the leftover from that. So yep, I think that one's, I love that one actually. That one is just an elegant kind of grungy look, but it's a different type of grungy elegant than what I would normally do. Now this one is super duper cute, and it is from this stamp set from Close to My Heart. One of my crafty friends, Miss Patty O'Malley, introduced me to this set, and I was able to pick it up on eBay, and this is the stamped image, and I think it's really, really cute. Very prim, but kind of that softened, more friendly prim, if you will. Prim can be a very harsh, almost ugly design from its kind of humble roots, if you will. But yeah, you know, there are ways to soften things and make them a little more approachable and cute. And these are very, very cute. Now these pattern papers are from Graphic 45, and I think they're very, very pretty. But I just cut them, and then I pieced them together and added the white strips. They were white, and then I grunged it up with some ink blending, added it to the craft card base. And I think there's a video for this one. I'm not 100% sure. My memory's not wanting to serve me because it wants to go to sleep. But there's that one. I think it's really cute. And again, I have some of the bling from this Calls for Confetti. Little button. I've been using buttons and laces a lot. Let me see. Another one. This one is from that same stamp set. It is this smaller guy right there. I don't know how well you can see him through the plastic, but that is him. And this card panel, again, I had used to die cut this snowflake. You can see how it fits in there perfectly. And this is actually the panel that was left over from this live. And so I did basically the same technique as this one, where I created my own pattern paper background. Well, you know what? This one's kind of that same concept with the hole. This one I have lifted up on some foam tape. You can see that there's some dimension there. These two are glued straight down. But I ran this through an embossing folder from Spellbinders, and this pattern paper was just in my stash. And again, I have a vellum layer separating him from the background. You can see that I added just a little bit of plaid texture to his hat. I colored up his hat with, I think it was just 2 tones of Olos, and then I used the darker tone to add that little pattern there. Just very subtle. And again, using the same colors from the pattern paper. I love to take inspiration from the pattern paper, and I'm very happy that I've been kind of embracing pattern paper again lately. This has kind of been the winter of pattern paper for me, if you will. But then happy birthday wishes are from the same stamp set as this guy, and this little baby is from that stamp set as well. You can see they're different sizes, but super, super cute. Let me see if I can show you this a little bit better. There we go. So there's the long, tall one. There's a short, stubby one. There's another a littler guy, and a littler guy, and the teeny tiny guy. So lots of snowmen in this one, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And different snowflakes and plenty of sentiment. So here's another snowflake down here too. And they are all just a little bit different. All the snowflakes are. So that's one that I've really enjoyed having from Whimsy. So there's those cards. This one actually was the first one that I made, and this one is special to me for a couple reasons. It's special because of the stamp. It's this one. These are my Flaky Friends from Stampin' Up. My eyes don't want to focus. I don't know the year. Does it tell me the year? 2002. And again, grunged it up, used, I think this was Cowboy Christmas. Yeah, because it has that snowflake there. That is from Impression Obsession. This panel here is from actually when I was using tin foil and trying to do gel plate pulls. And I don't know if I have a video. I think I have a video. Gosh, my brain, y'all. I apologize. If there are any videos for any of these, I will try to link them downstairs in the description box. That will be much easier than trying to link all the products. I don't know if I could. It's just too much for me right now. But I will put my affiliate links downstairs in the description box if y'all just want to go do some online browsing. But yeah, so I used tin foil to try to pull a gel plate print, which didn't really work. But then I added some stenciling to the background. And yeah, it became the basis of this card. That was like the first layer, and everything else came together. Some may think this is over grunged up. I love it. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's fun. So there's that one. That's actually the first one that I made. And then this one I actually finished just this morning. And I had this panel was just in my stash. It has some overspray on there, some mica stain overspray. This was pulled from an art journal. And, excuse me. Thank you. I decided this little corner was white, and I decided that I wanted him to be there. And so that's where I stamped him, but there was mica stain, so he didn't stamp very well. I stamped him twice. Didn't really work. Then I heat embossed him, and then I was able to get some more definition, and I went back in one more time with VersaFine Clair versus Versamark. The VersaFine Clair was able to adhere to the mica stain much better than the Versamark, and then I did one more layer of heat embossing in. Then I colored him up with my Olos over the mica stain, and then I used some acrylic ink to get to get him white and his pom-pom white, and then the snowbank. It was already the same white as the paper, which is more of a cream, to be fair, but it was much lighter than where all of the the mica stain was. But anyway, then I used the ink again to kind of build the snowman or color the snowman. And then I went back in with, used a very, very fine point paintbrush and some Posca pen. I dabbed out the black Posca pen and I used the paintbrush to go back in and fill in some of those lines that got lost when I added the ink to him. So, and then you can see this big, all these big snowflakes back here. They are this molding paste from Golden. And my stencil just fell. It is a big, I think it's, I don't know, 8 by 12. It's great big. And it is from Spellbinders as well. But like I said, it just fell, so I'm not going to go get that. And then these pattern papers are just from my stash. Tried to pull out some of the purples and the pinks, and then I grunged it all up and did that stamping. And this one I actually have Let's Get Cozy on the inside, and some more ink blending and some splatter and some stamping with the vintage script and the snowflakes. And that is the card. I even did some on the back. I just thought it was fun. It was already getting messed up, so I just did it on purpose. And then I added this bow of seam binding with some more of the greens from this Calls for Confetti, with the bulb pen, with the snowflake and a bell and another tag. And I think it turned out really cute. I like this kind of unfinished side. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it. And then the tears, I didn't want to clean that part up. I wanted it to have that, I don't know what kind of look, but like it was just pulled out of a journal, which it was. So that is my final one. So those are all of my projects for hashtag Snowmen of January. And then, of course, the newer ones are also for Satmorn Makes. So, guys, that was a lot. I do apologize, but it's what I've done. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. I encourage you to hop around and see what others have done. Use that hashtag to populate your playlist and go see what some of the other creators have done. Not everybody's doing paper crafts. Not everybody's doing cards and tags. There's definitely some more cards and tags and paper crafts out there. But yeah, go around and see. I'm looking forward to going around and seeing. I do have to, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta try to get a nap, and then I'll be refreshed and able to hop around and see what everybody's done. But again, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I am not going to ask if you have a favorite because it's a little overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me. If you do automatically have one and you want to tell me, I would love to hear it. I'd also love to hear how you're doing so far with your 2024. And I am not going to belabor this goodbye, y'all. You tell me whatever you might want to tell me downstairs. Like, subscribe, definitely comment. I always love to connect with you guys. And I hope that you're playing along as well. And I will hop around and see what y'all have made on both hashtags, Satmorn Makes and Snowman of January. And until next time, guys, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy, and I'm out. Mwah! Bye.